Welcome back, everybody. So my next movie review for you is Batman. So Batman was directed by Tim Burton. It also starred Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson, and Kim Basinger, plus many, many others. So this Batman movie was released in 1989. So bear in mind, I was only 6 when this got released, and it wasn't until a few years later I actually finally got to watch this movie. That being said, I did watch the 1960s more campier, cheesy version of Batman starring Adam West and Burt Ward, which is a very entertaining watch. I'm not going to lie, I very much enjoyed sitting down as a kid watching this TV series. But then I watched this movie. So this is where the love of Batman come from for me. This movie. This is the reason why I've got all these Batman posters. I've got every single DVD. I've got Batman t-shirts. I've got all sorts of different Batman stuff. He is my favourite hero of all time. And it all stems from this movie. I remember the first time I watched this movie, and it gets straight into this. There's no origin story. It just goes straight into it. So they got the rooftop scene at the start of this movie, and I was like this. He is so fucking cool. Wow. And I was pretty much like that all the way through that movie the first time I watched it. It's also more of a darker take to the Batman franchise as well than what we're used to, which I actually really, really do like. So Gotham at this time is high with crime, it's run by gangsters, and it's getting to the point where somebody has had to dress up as a bat to try and restore some sort of order into Gotham. That being said, while he's doing this, he does create more fear, and then if you chuck in somebody with a clown makeup on, the city goes into chaos. And that is pretty much the whole of this movie. It's a very, very simple storyline. There is a few little plot lines going on in this movie, as in like the love interest for Bruce Wayne. But as a whole, from start to finish, I did very much enjoy this movie, and that includes performances. Musical score in this is absolutely fantastic. I actually love that. Some of the visuals in this, the way that Gotham looked, it had that decaying kind of feel to it, where it is run by crime. You could almost see like people walking down the street, and possibly there's that fear that something may happen to them. These are all elements of this movie I absolutely loved. It's very much gangster driven, this city, and you get to see a taste of how the gangsters have so much influence over this city. And it does, like I said, I've already said it, makes it a very entertaining watch. Now, this is one of my favourite Batman movies. It's up there. It's not the favourite, but it's one of my favourites. I like the performances in this. Like all the two main performances in this are Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. So I'm going to go on to Michael Keaton to start off with. Now, I remember watching videos and reading that there was a lot of criticism when he got cast to play the role as Batman, and yet he managed to prove everybody wrong. He brings over this great persona of being this billionaire playboy who's got this whacking great big mansion, who's obviously travelled the world, and throws on these big elaborate parties and all that, just the normal playboy thing. But he also hides that kind of dark, brooding side where he actually dresses up as a 6 foot bat to go and fight crime. I absolutely loved his character. He obviously hasn't got the muscular kind of physique as the later Batmans, but they still managed to get around this to make him very intimidating around people. You can see he can put fear into people from just turning up. He doesn't have to do anything as such. He just got to stand there and he's got the fear. And it just really, really worked. It worked really, really well. I love Michael Keaton as Batman. He played it, and he should have stayed and done another one after Batman Returns, because I reckon it would just been a great trilogy, or they could have just kept him on for a little bit longer. It's a shame that he did leave, but it's just I just love him in this movie. Also, other things about this character I like is the suit. Yes, it's one of my favourite suits. Yes, the cape looks heavy. It's not as good looking as, say, probably some of the later Batman suits. But to be honest with you, it worked. Yes, there's limited head movement again with the cowl, but it just, where he had that lack of muscular kind of physique, and that they still managed to work it to the point where he's still very intimidating. The car is absolutely fantastic. The gadgetry in this is absolutely fantastic as well. These are just all points that I just absolutely love. Now, going on to the main villain in this movie, the Joker. Jack Nicholson, to me, did portray a very, very good Joker. Is he my favourite? If I was to say anything, I'm not actually. I'm not going to try. Do you know what? I'm not even going to compare him to any other Jokers because he gives his own kind of interpretation of what he thinks a Joker could be. He does carry that kind of Cesar Romero kind of tone or comedic factor, and with the laugh, but with that more serious psychotic side where he doesn't care about death and he doesn't really take life too seriously, and he just makes him a very, very good villain for Batman. Yes, okay, he hasn't got that same kind of edge as what Heath Ledger did as in the Dark Knight, but he still brings his own kind of life and feel to that specific character. He also has the scars. You get to see a bit of an origin story of how he got these scars as well, and it's just he does play it off very, very well. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, he's done. He is pretty much the benchmark to me for the rest of the Jokers, and it took, what was it, nearly 20-25 years for even another Joker to even come close. Well, actually saying that, you got the Mark Hamill Joker from the cartoon series. But that being said, he's kind of funny and he's got his comedic moments in here, but you also know he's very psychotic. As far as Kim Basinger is concerned, as in the love interest, her performance in this movie I didn't particularly enjoy. I mean, yes, I know they probably had to throw in a love interest in this, but to be honest with you, she spent most of her time screaming in this movie, and at certain points I did kind of find her a little bit annoying. So that's probably one of the only bugbears I have with this movie. The rest of it's just one of those movies which I absolutely love. It's what started off me for the love of Batman. I generally love this movie from start to finish. I could talk about this movie for so long. You know, I know so much about this movie, but I'm trying to condense everything I know into a very, very short video. And it's just fantastic. Every scene with Batman in it, I love it. The Joker scenes in this, or even when Joker and Batman together at the end, are absolutely brilliant. I love the way they feed it off each other in ways, and what I love about Michael Keaton's Batman is that he doesn't talk that much, and when he's in a room, he doesn't really move that much. He's just got that intimidating kind of feel, and when he comes up against the Joker, it's like he's like, "What do I do? How do I?" It's like you get that kind of feel. You know, he's figuring the Joker out, and I just absolutely love it. This movie is just probably one of my favourite movies of all time. So please tell me. So on that note, please tell me what you think. Put it in the comments down below as normal. Hope you all have a great rest of the day, whatever you're doing. Please take care and goodbye.